Hi, and welcome to another episode of All Things Considered. I had planned on doing a video on something totally different, and something that I was just doing because it kind of stoked my interest a little bit. But I was checking the news, and something came up that was more important, I think. It's more relevant at the moment. I'll get to the other video probably in my next video, but what I wanted to speak about was Mayor Jenny Durkan of Seattle. And there's a citizen panel. It's an advisory panel. And it says here, citizen panel unanimously rejects Mayor Durkan's proposal to address Seattle police accountability flaws. A while back, there were a bunch of deficiencies or a bunch of flaws in the Seattle City Police Department that were flagged by federal judge in the city police accountability system. There's a lot of things going on, and apparently they felt that the police department wasn't being accountable in certain areas. They weren't showing enough accountability, and she wanted to address that. But the city advisory panel told her no. It rejected her proposal to address the deficiencies flagged by the federal judge in the city police accountability system. Now, I don't back Mayor Jenny Durkan too often, and I don't know everything that's going on here. I don't. I just know what this article is saying, and I just know what I've read and what I've heard, and I plan on reading a little bit of this, getting an idea of what's going on, and then give you my opinion on it. And if it's what I think it is, if I was the mayor, I would address the issue anyway. I would say, look, I'm the mayor, damn it. I'm the mayor of Seattle. The citizens elected me mayor to fix problems that could possibly cause them harm. And that's what I'm going to do, regardless of what the city advisory panel is there for or not. When it says the citizen advisory panel, which citizens are they talking about here? I don't get it. Give me a second. I'm going to look something up. Well, no, I'm not going to do it here. Let's see here. Just bear with me a second. Let me look this up. What is the citizen advisory boards are known by many names. Boards, committees, groups, task force, etc. City advisory boards consist of a representative group of stakeholders from a particular community appointed to provide comments and advice on projects or issues. Okay. If that's the case, then I don't understand why they would have such an issue with Jenny Durkan talking about the police deficiencies. It says here, the Community Police Commission, CPC, reached its conclusion after reviewing a draft plan in which 5 outside experts hired by the city would examine procedures in 20 other cities to help Seattle respond to concerns raised by U.S. District Judge James Robart. The CPC, in its 10-page analysis released after a vote of commission members, expressed concerns that Durkan's approach fails to adequately address the court's concerns and will lead to further unnecessary delays in achieving appropriate and long overdue disciplinary system reforms. That's what they're saying, but I honestly believe that they're trying to cover face or cover their ass. In a statement to the Seattle Times, the mayor's office said the draft plan includes some initial feedback from the CPC and others, and we look forward to reviewing the written feedback from all parties, including the CPC. The city will continue listening and looking at how we can best incorporate feedback from community members and accountability partners into the methodology that will be proposed for the court's approval. Robart, citing provisions of the city's contract with its rank-and-file police union, found the city in May partly out of compliance with a 2012 consent decree between the city and the U.S. Justice Department. The agreement required the police department to address allegations that officers too often use excessive force. He ordered the city to develop a methodology to fix the deficiencies, particularly long-standing disciplinary appeal procedures that contribute to an arbitrary or arbiter's reinstatement of an officer who had been fired for punching a handcuffed woman. Look, you're the fucking police department here. I don't care if people say I curse when it's needed. I will curse. You are the fucking police department. You guys know right from wrong. You know that a police officer should not punch a handcuffed woman. She's handcuffed. Okay? Yeah, she may have kicked you, but Jesus Christ, you're a fucking man. Grab some balls, why don't you? When you put on your uniform in the morning, put your balls in your pants. Okay? Just like New York, the guy that killed Eric Gardner. He used an illegal fucking chokehold. Yes, you can say Eric Gardner was breaking the law and blah, 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 yes. But he did not deserve a death sentence. That police officer should not only be fired, but he should be put in prison for murder because he did something illegally that resulted in the death of a citizen. If it was you or I that did the exact same thing, we would be found guilty and we would be put in prison for murder. They would say, oh, he used an illegal chokehold, which was illegal, and then we would be put in prison. If you're a police officer, they usually will look the other fucking way. Well, I'm sick and tired of it. This shit's gonna stop. I don't care. I'm tired of it. I hear this day in and day out, day in and day out. Yes, I know it's hard to be a police officer. I understand that the citizens are sometimes hard to deal with. I get that too. But that's what you have training for. To how to deal with stuff like this. What? Do you think it's just like you're going to get a car, a badge, and a gun, and you're going to be walking around like John Wayne all day? No. Police need to be held accountable for their actions. You're there to serve and protect the public. The ones that are living in your neighborhoods. And if you think about it, y'all are still citizens even though you're police. If somebody on the force does something that makes you look bad, as a citizen, you're supposed to stand up and say, hey, stop that. I'm paying your salary. Y'all do pay taxes, right? Well, your tax dollars are helping your partner bust up the fucking law while he's in uniform. If you're okay with that, fine. Be okay with it. Just be okay with it in another fucking city. Leave Seattle alone. The judge came down on you guys and y'all just look at it like he just gave you a slap on the wrist. Y'all don't take this shit seriously. That's why you're not doing nothing to fix it. You need to have the shit scared out of you. You need to be put in place, and when you walk in and see that judge, you need to get the idea that you're an inch from your life being taken. Yeah. It needs to be like that. When you even hear about a judge coming down on you guys, you need to get the idea that you either straighten up and fly right or you're an inch from your life being taken. That's how scared you need to be. You know why the mob, for the most part, has order? Because the guys underneath the Godfather are afraid to do anything. Because they know that if they step out of line even for a second, they could end up in a trunk somewhere in the bottom of a lake. Y'all need to have that kind of feeling inside you that if you step out of line, the powers that be could take you out in a split second. It says here, Robart, citing provisions in a city contract with its rank and file police union, found the city in May partly out of compliance with a 2012 consent decree between the city and the U.S. Justice Department. The agreement required the police department to address allegations that officers are often using excessive force. As part of his order, Robart directed the city to work with the CPC and court monitor Merrick Bob on revising a blueprint. I'm going to have a talk with Merrick Bob and see what he has to say about it. The city's contract with the Seattle Police Officers Guild, SPOG, or SPOG, reached last year, stripped away provisions of a landmark police accountability ordinance passed by the city council in 2017. What kind of fucking shit is that? The city's contract with Seattle Police Officers Guild reached last year has stripped away provisions of a landmark police accountability ordinance. They put that ordinance in there in 2017 to keep police accountable for the fucking actions. Y'all ain't supposed to walk around like a bunch of gorillas in a police uniform, and I'm not meaning anything bad by that. When I say gorilla, I mean a goon. Somebody that doesn't give a crap about nobody. They just go around shoving their weight, throwing it around like there's some big huge mob enforcer. It says here, okay, hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. And eliminated outside, ordinance passed by the City Council in 2017 that eliminated outside arbitration in favor of a new appeals process more tightly controlled by the city. Doesn't the chief of police work for the mayor? How did Tom Selleck put it when he's on Blue Bloods? He says, I work something of the mayor. I forget exactly what that says, but I work for the, well, you know what I mean. Does says here, a city mayor is not a law enforcement officer, but the police department and the police chief work for the mayor. So the mayor is in charge of the PD, but the mayor cannot and does not control the day-to-day operations of the police department. That's true. They do not. Although they work at the leisure and the pleasure of the mayor. The city's contract with the Seattle Police Officers Guild, reached last year, stripped away the provisions of a landmark police accountability ordinance. Durkan has resisted asking SPOG to reopen the contract in order to make changes in the appeals process. Instead, she has proposed a comprehensive study of police accountability. Yeah, just talk. Mayor, I was all on your side until I started reading a little more on what you want to do. Y'all are just talk. What do you guys think? The city, the citizens of Seattle, what do y'all think? What do you want your police department to be like? What is your expectations of the police department? Let me know in a comment. Let me know what you think. I can't do this all by myself. A lot of times I feel like it's an uphill battle, that not enough people care, that y'all live in a city but y'all don't care. That's what I think. So, what would you do to change it? If you were in the position to change things, you, the citizen of Seattle, what would you do? How would you work it? Put a comment down there. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Just be honest with yourself and be honest with me when you respond. If you wouldn't do nothing, just say, hey, I'm okay with the way things are. It don't bother me none. I'm not affected in the least by it. So whatever they do is just what they're going to do. If you have been affected by it, how would you fix it? What would you do to change it? Anyways, if you like my videos, please put a like and subscribe. I appreciate that. Like, hit the bell, put a thumbs up, and subscribe. Hit that bell. I can't do this all by myself. I've tried, and it's more fun when it's a group effort. This has been All Things Considered. Have a good day, Seattle, and all points beyond. And on that note, remember, what happens in one city could possibly happen in another.